Americans can expect Donald Trump to say many things that are false, including perhaps Russian information. What we will not hear from Donald Trump, however, is the truth.
We know that he's going to lie, that he's going to be completely divorced from reality in terms of what he describes.
That State of the Union speech is going to be a farce. I think it's going to be a MAGA pep rally.
We can make sure the American people understand that this man is not keeping the promises that have a real impact in their lives.
Exactly. We always take our cues from them. Ilhan Omar, tonight, President Trump set to address a joint session of Congress, and Democrats are plotting their resistance with plans to disrupt it, I guess. White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt joins us right now in studio. Karoline, first off, your first mini State of the Union speech to the joint session of Congress. What's the mindset of the staff and the president?
We're so excited. It's a big day and it's a big night for President Trump, and we know he's going to give a fantastic speech. The theme is the renewal of the American dream, and the renewal of the American dream is underway already. Look at all that President Trump has accomplished in his first month as president. He's going to highlight some of those accomplishments. He's also going to talk about his plans to fix the economic mess that was created and left for him by Joe Biden in his administration. He's going to dive into foreign policy, talk about his intention to end the war in Ukraine, talk about his plan to bring all of the hostages out of Gaza home. And he's also going to make an ask of Congress tonight. We need more border funding to continue with these deportations that have been incredibly successful because of the efforts of this administration, but we need more resources.
Separate from the bills that they're working on in the House and Senate?
Look, the president has been engaged in those negotiations, as you know, with both members of the House and also on the Senate side, too. He's expressed his intention is one big, beautiful bill, but he wants to get the deal done. And you will hear him talk about how Border Patrol and DHS need more funding. We need to deport the tens of millions of illegal criminals who the previous administration led into our country. The administration is doing everything they can, and those deportation efforts are underway. But certainly we need more resources, and we need more men and women who want to join this historic effort.
All right. So also you have recruiting up. We get those numbers in December and January. That's got to be encouraging. But tonight at the speech itself, there's going to be some special guests, some of which you can reveal.
Yeah.
Looks like the First Lady will have a big roster, including Stephanie Diller.
Yes.
And that is one of the themes. People, law enforcement whose spouses lost their lives in the line of duty.
Yeah, the First Lady will be in attendance tonight, and the guest list that she put together and President Trump put together is phenomenal. There will be everyday American heroes in attendance. Stephanie Diller, whom you mentioned, who lost her husband in the line of duty at the hands of an illegal immigrant. You have Mark Fogel, who, of course, because of President Trump's Peace Through Strength efforts, returned from Russian captivity. Corey Comparator, who lost his life protecting his family in Butler, Pennsylvania. You'll also have an auto worker. You'll have a steel worker, and you will see exceptional Americans with great stories. President Trump will be telling their stories.
Right. I know you mentioned Elon Musk will be there.
Yes.
Staff advisors will be there. The secretaries will be there. You also mentioned there's special guests. Mm-hmm. And you gave me the idea that perhaps you might weaken and tell me who those surprise guests are. Have you decided if you're going to tell me?
I have decided I am not going to tell you. I will let President Trump tell the country later. But there are going to be some very special guests that the president will reveal in his speech. And I also want to mention there will be the mothers of Jocelyn Nungare and Laken Riley, who will be in attendance tonight, who, of course, lost their daughters at the hands of illegal migrant immigrants. And that's what part of the reason President Trump is working so hard on these deportations, and why Congress and Democrats need to get on board with this effort, because the vast majority of Americans are supportive of it.
The border's almost virtually shut down. No one expected this type of success, even better than the first time. So now, yesterday, the president announced a pause in Ukraine aid. Could a call from President Zelenskyy today change that?
Mm-hmm. Well, that's up to President Trump to decide. What I do know is that President Trump wants to make a deal. And unfortunately, it has appeared thus far that President Zelenskyy is unwilling to talk about a real peace agreement. And in order to negotiate peace, you've got to bring both sides to the table. And in any good deal in business, in politics, usually both sides leave a little bit unhappy. And I think President Zelenskyy, unfortunately, is failing to realize that at this moment in time. But look, the president is a deal maker, and that's what he wants to do. He wants this war to end. He wants to stop stop the killing. He wants to see a ceasefire. And he had an economic agreement on the table, on a silver platter for President Zelenskyy to sign at the White House last Friday, which wouldn't have just been an economic agreement. It would have been a lifeline for President Zelenskyy and his country. If you have, American companies and American miners exploring for those rare earth minerals in Ukraine, that serves as an incredible deterrent to Putin into Russia. And unfortunately, that deal wasn't signed because President Zelenskyy did not come into the Oval Office with the right mindset.
But he has said he would sign it now.
Well, we'll have to see.
Okay. Caroline, I don't know when you rest because I saw you last night and then I'm watching you today, but you look wide awake and you're ready to go. Are you liking the job?
I love the job, and I'm looking forward to the speech tonight. Everybody should tune in. It will be must-see
How long
TV.
will it be?
About an hour, but who knows? It could always go a little bit longer. We have great guests with great stories to tell.
Does the president worried about disruptions?
No, I don't think we're worried about that. I think, frankly, the Democrats should think about if they should stand up and applause for some of the things President Trump will be talking about. He's bringing common sense back to this country. Look at Democrats yesterday. 45 Senate Dems voted against keeping men out of women's sports. How can you be against that when 80% of the country is for it? So
it is crazy for them to reject what the House
you'll
passed.
hear a lot of common sense tonight.
Caroline, thanks so much. Every time you speak, I hear common sense, and you seem
Thanks,
to really
Brian.
adjust to the press room.